Good evening, the great people of Biafra all over the world. Good evening, the great people of Africa. I welcome you to today's night or evening broadcast. And in this broadcast, if you are joining, invite others to join by sharing this video. If you are joining, invite others to join by sharing this video, because I want to pass through to you a very, very important information. So share this video, let others join, share the video, invite others to join. As you can see, my topic of this video, and we are going to be talking about, I know that I was supposed to come online earlier on, but the storm was too much, so it affected, I believe it affected some of the lines, so I could not get a good reception. So I was just waiting for the storm to get down. So, but I believe now the storm is over, so we are able to continue. We are live, we are direct. It is 19 minutes before the top of the hour, regardless of your place of domicile. While you are joining us, invite others to join. And before we proceed, because we have also a family business to attend to. We have also a family business to attend to before we go into every other exposition that we want to do. But while I'm waiting for people to join us before we continue on the family business, there are some issues, pressing issues that we need to talk about quickly. There are some pressing issues that we need to talk about quickly before we come to family business. Before we come to the family business, let us go to these people whom Nigeria government claim that they have released, or they have, or not claim actually, whom the court discharged today. Let us go to this video,
The
because
19
we are
accused
going to continue
persons
doing the
shed tears of
exposition.
joy as the court acquitted them
When
of
I see the
treason
good
and
number of
terrorism
people,
charges and
we are
ordered their
coming to
release after
family business
15
before we
years in
continue
detention.
the
The
next
judgment
things we
favored
are
me.
doing.
I give God all the glory for what He has done in my life today. Over 15 years being in prison is not easy, but today I'm liberated and free.
The trial judge, Justice Nicholas Owebo, says the prosecutors failed to establish proof for treason and terrorism charges against the 19 accused persons.
The judge delivered a well-considered judgment, exhaustively evaluated the facts, and came to the conclusion that there was no iota, there was no scintilla, there was no modicum of evidence adduced.
Do you know the reason why I'm playing this video? The reason why I start with this video, it is very, very important that we inform the world of what is going on in Nigeria, because it is true that they have released these people. What plan are they making to integrate these people into the society again? Because these were wrongful arrested people. These people never committed any crime, but they were wrongfully arrested by this Nigeria government after 15 years of awaiting trial. They've been in the custody of Nigeria for the past 15 years.
By the prosecution.
That is exactly what was happening. They've been in Nigeria custody for the past 15 years. That is the reason why you will see people, if it is an advanced country, 15 years is not 15 days. 15 years, 1 decade and a half of the life of a person was wasted in a police or custody or in a prison cell. or whatever they may call it. 15 years of of these innocent people was wasted, and the only thing that these people are after is to be released. They don't care about their human right, because the human right does not work in Nigeria. It does not matter in Nigeria whether you are being detained for the last 25 years, one life, without committing any crime. I just want to use this as an opportunity to show the world that there is no justice system, there is no human right in Nigeria. They keep abusing the human right of everybody. These people are now acquitted of all the 19 accused, okay, all the charges that is laid against them. The 19 of them. These charges was one of them is a charge of treason, a treasonous charges, the same way they are labeling Mazen Nnamdi Kanu a criminal, treasonable felony. That is the biggest grammar they will learn from British. They will quote it in the law, and they will tag you to be a criminal. And after wasting your time, after years of wasting your time in the DSS or in the police or in the correctional center, they are going to just release you. When they release you, you don't ask yourself, how are you going to be integrated into the society when 1.5 decade of your life is being wasted? What is this? Where are these people going to start from now? Is there any compensation being given to these guys? No. The answer is absolutely no. There will be no compensation that is going to be given to these people. These people are released, but because they are in the zoo, they do not care about suing the government, and they will never even sue the government because they do not have the resources to sue the government for abusing their human right, detaining them for the past 15 years for the crime that they never committed, just because they are Biafrans. Are you paying attention? Just because they are Biafrans. That is the only reason why they have spent 1.5 decades in the custody of Nigeria. So who is going to pay for their 19 wasted, for the 15 wasted years of their lives in a waiting trial? 15 waiting years of their life in a waiting trial. This is exactly what we are saying. There is no justice system. There is no human right. Anytime they arrest anybody, they just look for a good grammar, a good case, and label against them just because they want that person to spend their life in jail. They want to give that person a jail time, and this jail time is on awaiting trial, because they will make sure that they prolong your case, they prolong your case until you have spent that time that they want you to spend, and they will come and tell you that you have been discharged of and acquitted of every case leveled against you, without any compensation, for violation of human right, for keeping someone in a holding cell for the last 1.5 decade. Because I could say that if it is in Europe, who made the law? If it is in the Europe, who made that law of the constitution that this same zoological republic is using? Because that constitution was given to them. It was handed over to them. That is the same Europe. These people are going to be compensated for the last 15 years. These people, one of them could be a millionaire or a billionaire of $1 billion in the last 16 years. What a wasted years. What a wasted time. What are they going to be compensated with, since they are being discharged and acquitted of all the charges labeled against them? These are the questions that we need to ask this government. These are the questions that the whole world international community need to ask this government, because when you look at the injustices being played in Nigeria, you will understand that it will never stop. No, even it doesn't matter if the Secretary of the State of the United States come to Nigeria to say they're addressing the insecurity or all this human rights abuse. The same week that he addressed the human rights abuse was the same week the many things mayhem was caused in Imo State, and no one is saying anything about it. It will just trend in the news for a few days. After trending in the news for a few days, it is forgotten. People's livelihood were taken away. People's life was taken away. No one is going to be held accountable. Do you know why? Because this government, they commit crime, they label it against the individual. They commit crime, they label it against the individual. The cabals that are ruling over Nigeria, the cabals that you call your leaders in Nigeria, whenever they commit any crime, they will tag it, they will label it against you. These are the reason why we keep asking ourselves, what are we doing with Zoological Republic? Because that is a zoo where a human right is not recognized, where a police will meet you, naked you on the road. In a civilized country, when a police is handling you and you become naked, they will find every possible means to cover your nakedness, because they don't know which state of psychological state, or which they don't know your state of mind for making you naked. They don't even know if they are beating a mad person or a person who has a psychological problem. They don't check that. They will just dehumanize you. In front of children, they will find an adult naked in public without them trying to even cover this person. But they will keep humanizing you just because you refuse to give them a bribe in a checking point. I am happy you will see many videos making round in social media where it happened. It happened in the zoo called Nigeria, the colonial enclave. That is where it happened. This is exactly the reason why we are calling for revolution in Nigeria. The only thing that is going to solve this problem, the only thing that is going to solve this matter is a revolution. Every countries of the world, the first world country you hear about today, the first world country that you are protesting in their country today, trying to help, calling on them to aid you, they had their own revolution. They had their own revolution. Many countries of the world, as early as 1917, that was when the revolution movement started in Russia. Today, Russia is a great country, right? All the countries you call the first world country, they had their own revolution. They started it as a peaceful protest. They had the movement, and they were hacking onto by their oppressors or by their colonizers. And you believe that we are going to have our own freedom just by ranting on social media just like this? No. We need to touch base with the ground. We need to touch base with the ground to show the world that we want a revolution. Revolution movement is not a crime, but it is a crime in the zoo. I am so happy that all this Lai Mohammed and all his lies is been exposed. Lai Mohammed is now like a joke to the world. An old man lying. Or an old man lying. These are the type of old men, or you call them elder statesmen, that you want people to pay respect to. Why would you respect a person who is living a lie? A person who doesn't, who you will, when you look at them, you will not ever see something or reason why you should respect these people. They are taking away human rights. They kill you, they dump your body. That's what they do. They kill you, they dump your body. If Lai Mohammed is still in denial of the Lekki massacre, if they are still in denial of the Lekki massacre, what does that tell you? That the zoo is a lie? The structure laid that you are sitting on top called Nigeria, it's a lie. It is laid in a false foundation, and you believe that there is something good that is going to come out of it. There is nothing good that is going to come out of Nigeria. The only thing that is going to be coming out of that contraption is a bad news and the dehumanization and violation of human rights. That is all the way, the only result you are going to be receiving from this contraption. Lai Mohammed is very proud to come on the media to deny the same after how many, after 12 months, more than 12 months of investigation. The report that was released, Lai Mohammed called it a lie because he is a liar. He does not know the truth, and the truth will never set him free because he does not believe in the truth. I am going to come back to this. I am going to come back to that video of him proudly saying that what happened there was a lie. And it's the same thing you are seeing people who were detained for the past 15 years. They were detained for the past 15 years of their lives. Some of them could have been a billionaire. Some of them could have been a millionaire. Some of them could have, have children, got married. They were wasted years, 15 years in awaiting trial, only to find out after 15 years that these people you kept in awaiting trial is being innocent. And you just release them just like that without compensation from the federal government. All those things, when you look at it, when you look at all those things, you look at the life you live in Europe, you look at the life you're living in America, you look at the life you're living in all these countries of the world that are developed. You look at them, you look at when you go into their court law, when you go into the court of law in Nigeria, you compare this and ask yourself, if I have experienced such things, what am I doing in this contraption called Nigeria when they do not value the life of anybody? When they do not value the life of anybody, one life of a person who is involved in an accident in the developed country, even in some part of the country, just like South Africa, when you hear an accident, within minutes, if it is severe, you find helicopter coming to save those people involved in an accident. They are coming with fire service. They are coming with old, even generator. They are coming in case if they need to cut the vehicle to save someone, they are going to do it right on the scene. Ask me, people die in Nigeria, the body will stay in the middle of the road. On the road, vulture will be eating their body. You tell me this is a country, everybody in Nigeria is they are traumatized, from children to adults. All of them are traumatized. So when they are behaving weird, you shouldn't be surprised because they are traumatized right from the childhood. A person will die in an accident on the road. It is people who does not even have a first aid knowledge, people who does not have the skill to administer a first aid, they are going to go and pull a person who is severely injured. Maybe there are some objects stuck in their body. They are going to be pulling it out without a medical attention, because if they don't do it, there is no medical attention that is going to assist these people. Without them realizing that taking out any object from a body of any victim of accident is killing that person more, because a medical doctor need to administer some medication or injection to numb that place, so that when you are removing it, or to make sure that it is not going to cause more damage removing it. That is how it is. But in Nigeria, that is a different case. Once accident is done, different people, anybody, they can come to the scene, because no one is going to come to rescue these people. People die in the hands of ordinary people in the event where accident happen. So when you look at all those things, when you look at the life you live in this first world country who colonized you, who laid a structure that you are living, those world country, they love their citizens. They protect the affairs of they protect the right of their citizens. They protect the life of their citizens. They know that every life matters. In Nigeria, the only life that matters to them is the life of the elite and politicians. Those are the lives that matters for them. That is the reason why you'll find people after 15
The
years,
19
both
accused
men and women,
persons shed
they
tears
are
of joy
here
as the court
without,
acquitted them of treason
after
and
50
terrorism
years,
charges
they
and ordered
are
their release after
released,
15
and
years
they
in detention.
The judgment
conducting.
favored me.
None
I
of
give
them
God
is
all the
going
glory
to be
for what He has done in my life
compensated for time
today.
wasted,
Over
because
15
it is
years
only
being in
in
prison is not
Nigeria
easy.
that
But today
the
I'm
government do
liberated
not
and free.
understand that
The
time
trial
is money.
judge, Justice Nicholas
They do
Owebo,
not
says
understand
the
that within a
prosecutors
course
failed
of
to
time,
establish
life
proof
of a person
for
can
treason
change.
and terrorism charges against the 19 accused persons.
Time
The
wasted.
judge delivered a well-considered judgment, exhaustively
Let's
evaluated
listen.
the facts, and came to the conclusion that there was no iota, there was no scintilla, there was no modicum of evidence adduced by the prosecution against the defendants. And what is worrisome is that it took more than 14 years to come to this conclusion, and that brings to fore one of the defects in our criminal justice administration. This is a case in which people wasted their youthful years. This is a case in which the state subjected this gentleman to trial for levying war against the federation. And at the end of the day, they could neither produce arm, they could neither produce ammunition.
Are you
they
listening?
couldn't even tender the so-called uniform.
The movement of the actualization of the sovereign state of Biafra is a secessionist group in Nigeria.
Are you listening?
Associated with
There is
Igbo
no evidence,
nationalism,
there is
which
no
supports the creation
weapon,
of an
there is nothing that
independent
is
state of
good that's
Biafra from
supposed
Nigeria.
to, take
Such
these people to
campaigns
be
are
what they
forbidden
are
in
labeled to
Nigeria.
be.
Some of the accused persons
Because
say
only
they were
because
arrested in
their only crime
2007 without any evidence of
is
treason
because they are
and
Biafrans.
terrorism.
Their
I
only
feel
crime
to-
is because they
to
want to go back
break
to
down
their
heaven,
roots.
to go and meet
Their
God, to
only
glorify
crime
Him.
is
I'm
because
so
they want freedom
grateful
for
that God has done
everybody.
it for me. Actually, I
that
was been suffering for what I did not know
colonial
anything
empire
about.
I'm a
called
businessman.
Nigeria.
In my shop, I have
That
two
is the only crime that
stores,
these people
which I
have
left
committed.
unlocked.
No
I went away
weapon,
in the morning.
no
They
gun,
picked
no
me up
ammunitions,
and took me to the
nothing.
police station. I told my
But
my
when
neighbors that I'm coming
Boko
back in
Haram
next to 1 hour.
is
This is next to 1 hour.
apprehended, when
15
bandits,
years, I
terrorists
left my
is
shop
apprehended,
unlocked.
when
I
ISWAP
don't know anything.
is apprehended,
Today, I regained
they
my
are
freedom.
going to be given
To
food
God
pass.
be the glory.
They are
None
going
of
to be
us
given
died.
all sort of a good
Oh,
treatment.
I give God the glory.
Because they are
Jemima
terrorists.
Boloko,
If you
arise.
don't commit a big crime in Nigeria, you are going to jail. But when you commit the real thing, the real crime, you are not going anywhere. You are pardoned. You are going to be placed into security operatives or security apparatus. You are going to go into being a security operatives when you are a terrorist. But when you carry flag, when you want to exercise your freedom of expression, you are going to be labeled and tagged a terrorist, a criminal, and treasonable felony. That is what this zoological republic they do against her so-called citizens. And they've been doing this in the past century, or in the past, ever since the white men left the land. They've been doing this. And you look at me, among other people who have woken up, who have consciousness, their consciousness is awoken. You look at them, you tell us to come and belong to hellfire on earth, because Nigeria is hellfire on earth. And you believe that we are going to call ourselves proud. Even though when we have what God knows us as, even though when we are God's people, even when we are Lion of tribe of Judah, even though when Christ was our siblings, and you want me to be in the shackle of neo-colonialism, in the shackle of, slave traders. No, it is not possible. It is not possible. You want me to belong with you in a country of liars, in a country that everything they do is all about lying. Lying. We are just coming. A country where people
The same
who
panel
does not
that
have
said
any
it deemed as
dignity
credible
for themselves.
the evidence of the forensic pathologist, Professor John Obafua,
They
that
said the
only three of the
judicial
bodies
panel, or
on
they said
which
this panel.
post-mortem were
Now they're coming to
conducted
tell you that the
were
panel,
from
just
Lekki,
because the
and
panel
only one
delivered,
had gunshot injury,
this panel, it
went
delivered
on to contradict
what they
itself
never expected
by
this panel to
saying
deliver.
9
Because
persons
there are
died
CCTV
of
camera,
gunshot wounds
international
at Lekki.
community is involved. That is the reason
Three,
why the panel did its job.
the
And
man
yet,
whose
this
evidence
ignorant person does not
that
want
he
to accept
counted
that
11
people
bodies
were massacred.
in a
The same
military
way they never
bar
accepted that
where
people
he
were
was
killed in
left
Olo.
for dead
The same way they
before
never
he escaped
accepted that people were killed
was
in
found to be
Bo.
crucial
The same
by
way
the
they never
panel.
accepted that people were massacred
He
in
never
Asaba. The
testified
same way
in
they never
person.
accepted that people were
Rather,
massacred
the
in Obi.
video of his
Courtesy of
testimony in
Wike,
court was played by someone else.
who does
It
not
did
know
not
his
occur
identity.
to the panel to query the veracity of the
That
testimony
is
of
exactly
a man
the same thing
who said
that
he
you are
was
seeing
shot
playing out
and
here.
presumed dead, but
That
still
is
had
the same thing you are
to
seeing
count
playing
dead
out
bodies
here.
inside
At some
supposedly
point, I just
dark
asked
van
myself,
at
does
night.
it mean that this man does not have children? Does it mean that he does not have children? Does it mean that this man does not have people who advise him? I don't know. Maybe he does not have people who give him a good advice. That is the reason why he will come to the media disgracing the life of his children, the life of his unborn generation, because his community will obviously know that this man is a liar. So anything that is coming out of this man is supposed to be a liar. Look at it. He have the God, he have the audacity, he have the, he has this, boldness to come out again to deny what people have seen that played in the 20th October 2020. Is it 20th October? Correct me if I'm wrong. a year plus, 12, more than 13 months ago. People were massacred, bodies were stolen, bodies were of people that was massacred by these same Nigeria soldiers that is causing all this mayhem in Biafra land. That is causing all this mayhem in Biafra land. And I am going to actually implicate them the more because they have lied against the Lekki massacre. If they could lie against what the whole world was watching live and direct, gosh, if they are able to lie boldly, still lying about things that people, the whole world was watching, why do you think that they cannot lie about this one? I am going to show you the trending news where they are lying about this one. But first of all, see the raw thing.
Everywhere.
If they were lying against the things that people, the whole world was able to see in real time, why would they not lie against this one? Apparently in Biafra land, if they catch you taking a video when they are causing this mayhem, you are going to be gunned down. Your body will be taken, stolen away. No one will see you again. These are the people who are called the security operatives, the security that is deployed in Biafra land, carrying out what they are deployed to do, to destabilize everything, destabilize the economy, destabilize anything that is going to help the Biafran people to thrive in this time of uncertainty. These are the things they did. If you could remember the time they went to Ogu, after that, their commander instructed them to stop taking a video when they are doing all this kind of inhuman act, destroying people's livelihood. And that is the reason why you don't see them celebrating like the terrorists which they are, burning these things. That is the reason why they were instructed to stop taking a video when they are doing all this evil act of them. They did it. They did it. It was a sit-at-home day that they did it. The reason why they did this on sit-at-home day is because people did not come to the market. They went into the market. They burned the whole place. They burned it down. Let us see their claim. Let us now see their claim after doing all this evil deed that they have done against humanity. This is a market that generates a revenue. This market generates a revenue. A revenue more than 1 billion revenue. Imagine this livelihood. Imagine the life of people that is being destroyed in this end of the year. And then, when these people start fighting for their right, when they say enough is enough, whenever they want to advocate to say that this is what is happening, the media will shut them down. Lai Mohammed will come and say it is a lie because his name is a lie. Let us see the claim of this Nigeria Janjaweed soldiers. Let us see the claim of this Nigeria army of conquest who destroy the life of the life of people. When you destroy where a person is making an ends meet, where a person, regardless of how big or how small it is, when you destroy these things, you have destroyed that person. You have destroyed the family. A family is good because there is something that makes it good, which is called money. And that money apparently is coming from that market to support many families, which the government never ever remembered in their budget. They make ends meet from this market. This is the same market they have destroyed. Let us go and see their claim today. After destroying the marketplace, after destroying the life and the livelihood of people, blaming it on IPOB and ESN. Because that is exactly what they do. Since they have learned they shouldn't take pictures, because they shouldn't take video, they are being commanded, do not take a video whenever you are doing anything in Biafra land, because your mission there is to kill, to destroy, is to kill, to steal, and to destroy. That is what they did. Just because they saw that people sat at home, that is why they went into that market, took advantage of people not coming to the market. They burned down everything. That is the reason why you see everywhere is empty. And they want to impose, they want to blame it on ESN. Why would ESN come to a marketplace where that is empty? Because if eventually the marketplace was on, you are going to see many people crying, many people trying to put off the fire. That is the number one evidence that you need to tell yourself. Let us listen to the video of their claim from Arise News.
Reactions trailing the alleged reprisal attack by some officers of the Nigerian army on civilians in Imo State, an allegation which the army has fully denied. Gunmen on Monday afternoon were said to have killed a military officer when they attacked some soldiers in Awo Omama in Oru East local government area of Imo State. It is reported that in a reprisal attack, military men allegedly burnt a hotel, cars, houses, and shops. The Nigerian army, however, said that they only went to the scene to disperse members of the indigenous people of Biafra and the Eastern Security Network, who were forcing people to comply with Monday's sit-at-home order. Well, let's take a look at this video before we come back for a reaction from a former deputy governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Kingsley Moghalu.
What I've done. I made a mistake.
Did you ask him to be your governor? There is something. There is always a slip of tongue. There is always a slip of tongue. When people are lamenting, when people are talking, when people are angry, they always have a slip of tongue. They made mistake to say Hope Uzodinma to be their governor. That's exactly what he's saying. But they never made Hope Uzodinma a governor. The people who made Hope Uzodinma is the same for these people who are the cabals that are controlling Nigeria under APC government, are the people who chose through Supreme Court to make this person, to make this evil man a governor of a state, that he is supporting and sponsoring all this mayhem that is going on in Biafra land. Look at the house, the life on the livelihood of people. And yet you call yourself a governor. You will never die well. You will never die well. Since you have seen, and you have seen a curse, and you are wearing it like a cloth, your generations are going to work on this curse. Hope Uzodinma. Your generation are going to be cursed beyond repair. They will not even see someone who will give them a lending hand for what you have done against thy people. And you are proud. You are proud to come to say you want to bomb the bush. You want to bomb the bunch of illiterates who are presiding over the life of human beings. Bunch of cowards, bunch of Lucifers, wicked people. You call them your people. Under politics, they are destroying you. They are killing you. They are destroying every means that you need to survive. What do you expect these people that own shops here to do tomorrow? If you find them now, tomorrow, if you find them on the street holding any phone or laptop, they become Yahoo boys, because you know that you have destroyed every means of survival that they have. Because that's what they do. They will first of all destroy every means of survival that you have, so that you are going to be pushed to do something illegal. to survive. That is what they are doing, because all they need is for you to do something illegal that they may kill you. If it is during the time of SARS, they harvest your organ as well, a bonus.
Station will govern, I hope. Hope I'm a station will govern. I look at what I do in our junction. Everywhere is ablaze. Hope I lazy email. Hope I lazy email. Look at people house on fire. No matter what hope I'm maleke. Imagine. Nigeria army and Abel Obodo, blood sweat everywhere blaze. So what happened?
You can hear it even in the background. Nigeria army came and set everything ablaze. Nigeria army came to destroy everything in this place. You can hear it in the background. You can hear it. And they tell you it's ESN. Oh my God.
Nigeria army, watch I numere. Watch I.
For you to know that this is Nigeria army, you don't find anybody within this vicinity. You don't find anybody within this place. There is nobody. There is nobody. Because apparently that day, people were sitting at home. People were observing the sit at home. Are you seeing this? This is exactly what happened.
Which can go from Obodo?
Well, in response to this video, Kingsley Mogali wrote, the wanton destruction of civilian property in Awomama in Imo State by soldiers of the Nigerian army in response to the killing of a soldier by some individuals is unfortunate. That soldier did not deserve to die, and his killing was also wrong. But there is something called proportionality in responding to this sort of incident. Now, that security threats appear to have reduced in the southeast after the Anambra governorship election. What is the justification for the continued militarization of the region with multiple checkpoints and soldiers reportedly collecting money from innocent transporters and commuters? The unnecessary militarization of civilian spaces creates a siege mentally. This is unhealthy for nation building and national cohesion. Dr. Bat.
No, they want for you for your own information. They want to dialogue. For your own information, they want to grant Mazen Nnamdi Kanu amnesty, but they want to destroy everything first before they come to the table, so that you will not have a choice. That is exactly what they are doing, destabilizing you. The only question I want to ask our youth in Nigeria, the question I want to ask our youth in Imo State, since Hope Uzodinma is coming to your homes and killing you, since Hope Uzodinma is destroying your livelihood, why don't you bring to the street where the whole world will be watching you? Let Hope Uzodinma react. Call for a revolution, starting from where the epicenter of this dehumanization, the epicenter of where evil and atrocities is coming in a very, very high proportion. Why don't you call for a revolution there? Why don't you start telling the world in a peaceful protest what is going on? You cannot sit at home and you are being killed. Your livelihood is being destroyed. You are sitting at home. You are on your own, not constituting any nuisance, not constituting any form of lawlessness in the society. They are killing you. They are destroying your life. Why don't you call for a revolution? Because the only thing that is going to save you from this mighty mess that you find yourself into is only through revolution. Revolution, revolution, revolution. That's the only thing that is going to save you. And that revolution will not start from UK. It will not start from Kenya embassy. It will not start from UK embassy. It will not start from Russian embassy. It will start from Biafra land. For your own information, if you are not aware, revolution will start from where the problem is. Revolution does not start from where the problem is not. From Imo State down to Anambra State, every other place you go to, coastal region, all of them, down to Middle Belt, Yoruba people, they should join as well, the Oduduwa people. Because their name is not Yoruba people. Apparently, Fulani gave them that name. So, the revolution movement should start from the epicenter. Since you are being killed, you are being destroyed, you are being subjected to less than nothing. Do yourself a favor. Come and show the world, so that when they are killing you, the world is going to be watching it in real time, instead of them coming in the middle of the night, instead of them coming an ungodly hour to kill you. When they come, they will find you on the street having your peaceful protest, showing the world that you are tired of dying when you are not fighting. It is a testimony. The Lekki toll gate is going to show the world whatever that happened there. They are going to see that it is indeed not by accident. It is indeed not by it's not a propaganda, because they kill, they bury, and they make the grave very level, that you will never understand that someone is killed and buried there. That is what they do. Whenever they do every atrocities, they cover it up. Meanwhile, British is on their back, backing them up. They can never be wrong. If you look at the life of R. Kelly, let me tell you what is happening in Nigeria right now. If you look at the life of R. Kelly, when he was doing all his wrongdoings, he was still a youngster. The music industry in the United States were backing him up. All these things, he was doing all these things, they were backing him up because he is trending for them. He is making profit for them. Immediately when he started getting old, he is no longer a youngster. They need a growing artist. They left him. They no longer protect him and his sins. That is the reason why he is answering for it today. The same way Nigeria is being protected by UK. But one day they are going to drop them. One day they are going to drop you when they have enough oil to fight the Third World War. When they have enough resources to defend the Third World War. Because Second World War was fought with Nigeria oil, undocumented. All these things has been happening. They cleave onto you without you knowing. Let's continue listening to this.
I'm coming straight to you on this story. What is your reaction?
Okay, well, first, this story has been in circulation since about Monday.
Yes.
I think it took the Nigerian army a little bit too late,
yes,
to respond, because the story that was out there was that, look, a soldier was killed at Abu Mama and Junction, and that soldiers went back there in a retaliatory attack, and they burned down shops and destroyed vehicles and all of that. In a show
after this video, you can see, okay, they also reiterated on this video. After this video, they were warned to stop taking a video in a place where they are wreaking havoc, in a place where they're doing all their terrorist mandates given to them. After this one, they were advised to stop taking a video. And that is the reason why you cannot find any video being taken by this terrorist called in the military uniform, sent to Biafra land when they were recruiting and integrating terrorists into military. into custom, like just the way we are lamenting about the custom. Now they are bringing them into custom immigration. So now when they were recruiting these people, give them food parcels just because they have killed many people in the north, and now they need to go to the east or to the south to kill more. They are given a military soldier uniform. That is the reason why when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu say, when they come to Biafra land, you cannot differentiate the real soldiers and the terrorists among them. But apparently all of them are terrorists. All of them are terrorists. You might not be able to differentiate them one from another, but all of them are terrorists.
Brigandage,
Yes.
if you like. But then, the military has now issued a statement through the 82 Div to say that it was not, in fact, soldiers engaged in any reprisal attack. That what actually happened was that soldiers went to keep the peace at that junction when,
This
according
is how
to the
to
military,
keep peace.
certain elements of IPOP and the Eastern Security Network decided to go after people who did not observe the sit-at-home order on Monday.
Where is the video of the IPOP and or the elements of IPOP who went to enforce the sit at home? Because the commander of this ESN does not support the initiative of sit at home. The person who command the ESN does not support the initiative of sit at home. So who commanded those ESN? Is that the military ESN or is that the DSS ESN? Who exactly is the one who you call ESN? Why didn't you take a video of them? If you could take a video where you are killing people and burning people's houses, you cannot take a video of those you call ESN. Are you serious? Are you daft? This is those misunderstanding that is going on amongst the IPOB, because the people who are commanding the ESN, they are looking for political solution. So how come the same ESN who took an oath to listen to these people, to obey these people, come out there to fight the soldiers or to enforce it at home, which they never ever believe in? Because Mazen Nnamdi Kanu from the DSS dungeon cancelled the sit at home, but people decided to sit at home on their own accord. So the question is, this their claim. What is the evidence that is going to back the claim of this terrorist in the army uniform that is being deployed to Biafra land, courtesy of Buhari regime and the Hope Uzodinma? They finish use Wike in Obibo to kill our youth, destroy their homes, take the ones they are out of their jurisdiction, take some of them to the north and forget them in the prison cells. This is what they keep doing. No, but my question now is, who are those ESN that you are talking about? Is there any uniform that ESN wears that shows that they are ESN? Is there any ID card you find on these people that show that these people are ESN? Because the last time I checked, ESN never believed in sit at home, because they believe that the highest authority canceled the sit at home from the DSS dungeon. Did you see how you are dead on arrival? All your claim. This is how your claim is dead on arrival. In case if you are not aware, because you guys are just making, every time you find a reason why you should kill a Biafran person, you find a reason why you should destroy the livelihood of Biafrans. The last time you confiscated their properties in 1967 to 1970. This time around, you are destroying their properties. Just because ESN are in the bush defending the land from those who are not in the military uniform. who settle in the bush. This military uniform terrorists take advantage to come into the street, to come into the community, to ransack the community. I think it is the right time. It is the right time for people to call for a revolution, because you cannot watch this happening. You cannot watch this happening. And ESN is not protecting two fronts. They are protecting the bushes where they are called to protect. They are protecting the bushes from this terrorists where they are called to protect. Continue.
Now, that in itself is curious, because you recall that IPOB,
exactly,
speaking through Emma Powerful, had said that, look, IPOB had suspended the sit-at-home order. However, people still observe it. But, we're now being told by the military that this week, on Monday, that in this particular location, certain persons defied that, or rather, acting on the earlier information that there will not be any sit-at-home order that went out, and that this was a case of IPOB and ESN men trying to enforce that particular order. Well, we have two sides of the story now out there in the public domain. I think what is important is for the military headquarters and even the state government collaborating with the military headquarters to order an investigation for us to find out what exactly happened. Nobody has any right to kill anybody. So if it was true that a soldier was killed, that in itself is wrong.
Very wrong.
Because that's a clear act of assassination, of murder, of people taking the law into their hands. Now, if again it is true that anybody's shops, we were told about 20 shops, yes, 17 vehicles destroyed, wanton destruction.
Terrible.
On a Monday in a part of...
They took the advantage of people sitting at home. They burned these places, tagging it on IPOB and ESN, saying their soldier was killed. Okay, let's just say that there are people who are after the military that is causing mayhem in Biafra land. Let us just assume, let's just play the devil advocate here. Okay, there are people who are against the military. Why are they against the military? Is there election going on again? The election is done. Is there election going on in Imo State? What exactly is the reason why there is a clash between gunmen and the military? What is there to benefit? Those are where the question of this investigation will start. Why would IPOB, why are we fighting against the people who are controlling the ESN, who cancelled the sit-at-home on arrival, who cancelled and against the sit-at-home on arrival? And the same people, why would they go at the back and start enforcing the sit-at-home? Do you believe that all this misunderstanding that you are seeing across social media between sit-at-home and anti-sit-at-home, do you believe is a charade? It is not. The people who are supporting the sit-at-home, they do not have access to call the shot of ESN. They don't have access to ESN. So who is the one calling the so-called ESN that they are making claim that the ESN is enforcing sit-at-home? Bunch of liars. Bunch of lame excuses that these people are presenting. Bunch of lame excuses. Always find a reason to kill you. Always find a reason to render you useless. Always find a reason to destabilize your life. That is what they always do.
Nigeria, that in itself, is not acceptable. And the question you will ask is that if indeed it was the military trying to keep the peace, where was the police? Now, people have been asking the question about the militarization of the East,
yes,
which was the point that came out of those tweets.
Yes.
Is in the UK, by the way, so he's free to tweet from the UK.
Yes.
those tweets by him, he was complaining about the militarization of the space in the southeast. No part of Nigeria should be militarized. I mean, the Constitution, Section 217, 2C thereof, says that the military can be called out in aid of civilian authority when the occasion arises. But even within the contemplation of that Section 217, it was for a brief purpose, and it was for in a situation of complete breakdown of law and order. The military is not trained to do police work. We have to keep making that point, but we've been using the police to do police work.
You are talking about the zoo. You are talking about the zoo. They can't differentiate the work of military and police. You are talking about the zoo. They cannot differentiate the work of military from the work of police. That is exactly what is going on. That is the reason why there are military all over the place when there is no natural disaster, no state of emergency, no state of war. There is nothing, but military is all over the place, taking bribes on the street, killing people for not giving them bribe. That is what is happening. That is exactly what is happening. A zoo run by imposter.
In different parts of the country, the military insists that in the east, what they are doing is what is called Operation Golden Dawn.
That's what it's called.
Now, look, it should be very brief, and we should empower the police to be able to keep the peace in any part of the country. But an investigation is important to reassure the people, because we really cannot continue like this. We managed to hold elections in Anambra, and then in other parts of the eastern part of the country, you're still having these issues, and you blame this side, you blame that side. That is not even good for commerce, which is a major source of engagement in the eastern part of the country. And of course, overall, this is not good for the image of Nigeria.
Absolutely. We keep hearing these denials, Tundu Abiola. I believe that video that was showed earlier happened about 2 weeks ago, where some alleged soldiers were shooting at some houses in Imo State, same Imo State. And all the Nigerian army has done is to bring out these reports, these statements, these denials. But there's not been a complete investigation made at this point.
So this is the thing with the gaslighting. You're constantly being asked to distrust the evidence of your own eyes. You're watching a video and you're being told, oh, that didn't happen. And I remember there are times where the public is ordered or encouraged to stay at home, but that doesn't apply to people like us who are providing essential services, and we have to be out on the road like, I don't know, election day or like NSARS, and you see the number of police and soldiers on the road, it makes you anxious for that one day. Imagine that being your reality day in, day out, wherever you leave your house, with the relationship that the public seems to have with our law enforcement and our security agencies. So this story that you've shared now shows both sides of it. Under no circumstances must any person in uniform who is serving this country and protecting us be killed. But on the other hand, there's that report that the tweet by King Zimahadu that you read about soldiers extorting innocent passengers. So both sides of it are reflected here. The fact that our security agencies, the military, treat us in such a heavy-handed fashion, and also the dangers, the risk that they bear trying to do their jobs. But what I will say is that this denial that it wasn't us, it was them. It's quite typical. It was IPOP members running amok. We hear that constantly. But this issue of what are they still doing there? Why do they linger on in the Southeast? Was not addressed, and it really ought to be. It does make me anxious, even on these very rare occasions. So how is that your daily reality or your daily commute to work? It really is a problem. And I do have to say that arson is completely out of the question. These reprisal attacks have to stop. If at all it was not the military, fine. But the fact is that the military have done this in the past in this country. The Zaki Biam massacre, OD, even the Shiite massacre was all about the killing of police officers, a soldier, or obstructing the movement of the chief of army staff from A to B, and people died as a result.
So there's a history to this.
So when you hear reprisal attacks happened, well,
all right, Rufai, your comment on this story.
So for me, I think it's very sad what is happening, because currently we are talking, and I mean we as a country are talking. Dr. Ezefe and some Igbo leaders met the president as regards what's happening in the East, and we are talking. And this is not a good sight to behold. At the same time, I condemn in strong terms the killing of any soldier in this country.
May
It
his
shouldn't
soul
be
rest
done.
in peace.
Amen.
But the military too should watch it. I'll dive back historically. Was there a need for the Asaba massacre in the first place? Then Tundu has talked about OD, then the list goes on. We can't continue to hear this, oh, one soldier was killed and then a whole village is razed. There was no need for the Asaba massacre. And we should watch it. We should watch it and somebody should talk. You know, the top echelon of military should talk to the ground officers about this. They have every right to be angry, but not burning a city down or not burning a town down and destruction of lives and property
Military
because you
regime.
have an occurrence like this. Thirdly, the other point I would like to make is it's not a good place to be in an occupation. I've been there before. Early 2000s in Warri, this was the case. Military everywhere. After the 97-98 fight between the Shakiri and Ijo, you don't want to be there waking up in the morning and trying to drive out and you see checkpoints everywhere. It's not a great place
Scary.
to be. And that lingered till about 06, 07, 010 before it peters out. So I don't know when this is going to stop. But trust me, once they set up, it is there for a while. Right. So what should we do? We should do everything possible to keep the peace.
All right.
And please, I must repeat, we are talking. Let us respect the terms of those conversations. And whoever is trying to enforce this sit at home that is leading to the destruction of life and property, please, they should stop it. Any faith columnists in the back should stop it. We need peace to return to the eastern heartland of this country.
Absolutely. Well said, Rufai.
So that is it. I allowed it to play very well, to play until the end, that the whole world may see. This is actually one of the media house that still present things, and they have some people who are able to speak out just the way it is. So, as you can see, you have now look at this comparison. You have compared the truth or the data that is the military is giving to you and what is exactly playing out. ESN does not support sit at home. Why would ESN go back and enforce sit at home? Are you okay? That is how it is. They do not support sit at home. Why would they go back to enforce sit at home? Every day, one military man died, and one military life is more important than the whole community in Biafra land. Military regime. Because there is no Buhari. There is no president. One life of a military costs one community. The life of community. That is what is been going on. But this is the time that we need to put an end to it. That is the reason why I am calling you and I am urging you to call for a revolution. Revolutions always start with a peaceful protest. Revolution always starts with a peaceful protest. You call for a revolution via a peaceful protest. That is the only way you will be able to achieve your safety, and that is the only way you will be able to let the world know that Nigeria never changed for anything. A revolution now is the only way. A revolution now is the only way that you are going to be able to achieve exactly what is going on. Look at the same governor. The same governor. The whole people are dying.
Actually, I'm able to buy 2 times. It's your kids then gara. Almost school on Sodia. Apatam.
He is threatening people that there is a bush where he passed, he found people there. He's supposed to bomb that place. He is supposed to bomb that place to show you that he is proud. He is proud of the dying of the innocent people in Imo State. He is very, very proud of people's livelihood being destroyed. That is the reason why he told you he was in a helicopter. He was passing in a place. He saw people there. He was supposed to bomb it the same way he bombed the market, the same way he destroyed the market. That is the threat. Let me play it again for those of you who didn't hear it.
Even them ụmụ ụzọ ọhịa labụ dị la Njaba. Achọla m ịbọ mbọ ebe ahụ 2 times. Isi nke izizi m gara ụmụ skuulu nọ nso dị a apụta m. Unu ji egwu ahụ ha pụọ dị aja ebe ọzọ. The next one m ga-eje dị abọ mbọ the place. Nke na ụzọ ụmụta nze dabandịrị ụzọ ata. Awụ nọ na m dị nọ dị a gwa na ha pụọ from there. Nke nọ na Njaba n'ọhịa nke ọzọ ha pụọ from there.
So that is it. That is it. A very, very proud man. A very, very proud. There is something that the Biafrans used to say. The elders, the truth-saying elders in Biafra land, the honest elders in Biafra land, they used to say. They say that a hero or whatever, or who they say that Okike Ade Ekenono. If you are a strong man, don't show your strongness at home or where you are from. Show it out there. But this Hope Uzodinma, instead of showing the Fulani that is taking over their land, instead of showing the Fulani that is taking over the community, killing people, raping women, his strength, he is showing his strength to the people. He's a Murphy, he's a coward. He is a Murphy, he's a coward. You are reserving your strength against thy people. You are nothing but a Murphy and a coward. That is what you are. You have the audacity to say you are flying in a helicopter, you found a bushes where there are people, you are supposed to bomb it. So where you find people in the bushes, you burn it. You don't know there are bush people. You don't know there are street people. How many provisions have you made for people to build a house for people to stay? That you don't know there are people who are finding their refuge in the bush. You don't know it. Why didn't you burn it when the Fulani and the terrorists were residing in the bush? Why didn't you go through with the helicopter when the Fulani terrorist, which is being proscribed today? Why did you not see it to bomb it when they are there raping the women that you claim they put you into power? You never saw those Fulani when they are there killing and causing all sort of evil atrocities in Biafra land, in the land where you are presiding over, in the land where you are a governor, the chief of the security. You didn't see them when you fly with your aeroplane or when you fly with your jet or with your whatever you claim you are flying there. You saw them. Why did you not see them and bomb them to go away from the bush? But you are seeing your people in the bush. You want to bomb them. You have explosives. You want to drop explosive on the people. Are you not a coward? You want to drop it from the air. Why don't you go down there and ask the people, who are you and what are you doing in the bush? If you are indeed of the people, if you are indeed chosen by the people, why don't you engage with your people? Hope. Wicked Uzodimba. Why don't you engage with your people? You saw them, you want to burn them. This word of you is going to be used against you in ICC when the time is right. After this revolution, because a revolution must come, and the revolution will take you to ICC. And that is the only thing that will make this man pay for all his crime. Among other people who have committed all sorts of atrocities against the people, they are going to pay. They are indeed going to pay. There is something this lady said from the north. She's been an activist. There is something she said. There is something very, very important she said. And the solution to that thing she's lamenting on is a revolution. Let us listen to her. She is a very, very good activist in the north.
Fellow Nigerians, what is wrong with us? What is wrong with us? Why is Muhammadu Buhari still the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria? Are we going to wait until we are all dead before we do something? Dead people can...
Did you hear that? Are you going to wait until you are all dead? Because you are not fighting, you are dying. You are not disobeying, you are dying. You are not doing anything wrong, you are dying. Are you going to wait until you're all dead before you will understand that you need to call for a revolution? This order is beyond the sit at home now. It is the order of calling for a revolution. And I will not stop talking about this revolution. I will not stop, because that is the only option that you have to explore right now. Call for a revolution. Why is he still in the seat of leadership? Why is he still in the seat of leadership? When only, I think in California, in America, when a governor is being accused, is allegedly accused of what do they call it? Of harassing a woman. Is it harassing a woman, or I don't know what he did, but it's something in relation of harassing a woman. He decided to quit or resign by himself. He chose to quit or resign by himself because he knows power belongs to the people. But you've been there saying Buhari this, Buhari that, Buhari this. No one is even, he's not even shaking. He is not shaking. He is not even shaken. And yet, American significant people are coming to visit the same Buhari. All of them. None of them is saying anything about it. But when it happens in their land, the leader is going to be shamelessly, because he doesn't want his name to be ruined, he will tender a resignation. When it happens in Nigeria, they will see that they will be there until it is the only thing that will remove them out of there is when their head is cut off in public. Because if you cut it off in secret, I didn't say you should cut anybody's head off. I'm giving an illustration. When you do it in secret, they will go to take that head and put on another human being to become another president, covering up for Buhari. We must continue.
Cannot talk. Dead people cannot do anything. This is the time to do something. We're sitting down and saying you're afraid. You're afraid to die while they are killing you every day. He's destroying the country for us. He's destroying the country for our children. He's destroying the country for our grandchildren. He's destroying the country for our descendants. And we're sitting down at home doing nothing. You'll be funny. You are a man. You are a woman. You can only sit down inside your room and be talking. You don't want to die. Guess what? The dead, they are killing you. They are killing you. See, another attack. Abuja Kaduna Expressway, another attack. People have been killed and people have been carried away. Silence everywhere. Northern people, where are you? Where are you? Life no longer matters.
You know where the northern people are? Your northern people, where they are, is where they are carrying flag, calling IPOB, who is protecting Nigeria from this terrorist, a killer, while they are calling the terrorist their brother. That is where they are. Because you ask northern people where they are. Northern people have not accepted that they are being killed because their news is suppressed. No one is talking about them. No one ever loved themselves, except you, maybe, who love your people. Your men are cowards. That is the reason why they cannot come up to advocate against the injustice, against the killing that is going on in the north. That is exactly what is going on. They are only seeing IPOB and Mazen Nnamdi Kanu as their problem. And they will keep seeing IPOB and Mazen Nnamdi Kanu as their problem until they are all gone. And the rest of them who will survive will become the subject of this terrorist. This terrorist led by the Nigerian government. Keep talking.
Right? When it's secure not, when it is time to do a hashtag against NSAS or any other person's protest, you will come out and remember that the north is not secure. But when people are being killed, you will not know that the north is not secure. It is protest is haram. All of a sudden, northern life no longer matters. It is no longer a president's life that people are killed because a northern person is in office. Aso Rock is occupied by a northerner. Everything is okay. This your hypocrisy. Wallahi tallahi. Say you are sitting down, you're doing nothing. What is Buhari still doing in office? Buhari should be chased out of Villa. He should be chased out of Villa. I see, chased out of Villa. They will carry that broom when it say enter. They will carry, sweep his leg out. National Assembly, what are you doing? What are you doing? What
no, Biafra is their problem, not Buhari.
You can impeach the president.
Biafra is their problem. Nnamdi Kanu is their problem.
Even the people in the north are sick and tired of him. They want him impeached. Go down on the streets and hear the pulse of the people about that person who is president. That heartless human being. That cold and soulless person who is the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Buhari is there watching why people are being killed. All he does is to travel. He just finished traveling, came back. They did ceremony for him to be working and inspecting guard. Nigerians are being killed every day, but all he cares about is to carry soldiers to the southeast. Nnamdi Kanu is his problem. Nnamdi Kanu is his problem. His people are being killed. People are being killed everywhere. It's one of his problem. What are you doing? You are sitting down there, you're doing nothing. You think it's none of your business, right? Those people that were killed on the Abuja Kaduna Expressway, they also thought it was none of their business. But guess what? Yesterday's victims, so they were once survivors. Today's victims, they were yesterday's survivors. Tomorrow's victims, they will be today's survivors. You and I are today's survivors. Even me that I'm talking now. Since when? Since 2014 when I started. I'll give you anytime I don't have attachment to life. Anything that will happen, let it happen. But also, my mouth, I go take talk. I go talk my own, I go do my own. Even if I die today, they go know say, yes, I shall Yusuf talk her own. Me on see that man I no come out. Me will go drag that man come out for Villa. Me on say the man they fear. I no want die, but the death go come meeting away on a day. Say terrorists they go up and they do it in their life. Because you get one, I don't even know which type of color where they for office. National Assembly. Kai, Nigerians. One light and night. We cannot have onions. I see lemons are waiting MUUs occupying our legislative arm of government. Because this is where president will do anyhow. Because it is nobody feel impeach him. That nonsense got to stop.
That is it. That is it. This is the only a woman. The northern people, where are your men? Because the question that is supposed to be thrown at you, the northern people, where are your men? Because if you have men and they are watching people die. They are not even saying anything about it. Maybe they are proud of seeing people dying. That is the reason why they cannot talk. But they see Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to be their problem every day. They see an innocent man, a God-sent man to come and save a mankind, to be their problem every day. He's been their problem. He is coming out from the DSS dungeon and killing people in the north as well. Because if it is possible, that is the things they are going to still label against him. It is still the same thing they are going to label against him. There is this trending headline that I am going to read for you. Make sure you keep sharing this video. Keep sharing this video because it is very, very important. This exposition that we are making tonight, I am still coming down to the family business, which you saw as my heading. I am still coming down to the family business. I am going to share, I'm going to read this news. I am going to read it. It is actually the news I came across while I was playing this video. So I am going to read out the news. Okay. If you remember, for those of you who might have come across it in social media, where it says that the bandit Abuja court decided finally to label the bandit whom they are a terrorist, to prescribe the bandit of what they are, which is a terrorist. Now, guess what? Just immediately after the Abuja court decided to proscribe the bandit, let us hear what the Chief Attorney General of the Federation has to say about it. I am going to read it out for you. And I am going to show you so that you will know it is him. It is him. Because we don't quote propaganda here. I read, as it is written, federal government will follow international standard in fighting banditry, terrorism, Malami. That is the headline. The Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami on Friday said the federal government, Friday being today or yesterday, the federal government will follow international standard in fighting banditry and terrorism and other criminal activities in the country. Justice Taiwo of the Federal High Court Abuja had earlier proscribed bandit group as terrorists, specifically noting that the activities of the Yambidiga and Yantada bandit group constitute act of terrorism. The ruling followed an ex parte motion the federal government filed through the Federal Ministry of Justice. Malami, in a statement by his media aide by Dr. Omar Jibrilu Gwanda, reiterated the federal government's determination to crush banditry. He said the government's commitment has remained unwavering following the recent court ruling that designated bandit groups as terrorist organizations. According to him, the declaration is demonstration of the determination of the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation and indeed the federal government in doing things in accordance with the rule of law. The development is a pointer to the commitment of the federal government of the federal government to adhere to the international standard in respecting the rule of engagement in the fight against terrorism, separatist organization, insurgency, and banditry in the country. Malami was quoted as saying, by the declaration, Malami said the Mohamed Buhari administration has taken a bold step to deal ruthlessly with all terrorist group and their sponsor in order to bring a lasting solution to the my- to the myriad of insecurity challenges in the country. In achieving peace across the country, he explained that there would be a collaboration with the relevant government agencies, including security operatives, to do the needful to take full advantage of the declaration. The minister also said that the government will gazette and publish the proscription order. Will gazette and proceed with the proscription order. So the reason why I am reading this is to show you, finally, the terrorist is being proscribed. We are waiting to see how they are going to be eradicated. How they are going to be eradicated since they are being proscribed. And the reason why, the real reason behind this charade, because you know it's a charade, obviously, is because of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Did you see how quick? Just because they say, that's because we are those people that going to meet Buhari, seeking for a political solution, and visit from international coming to tell them what to do. First of all, you need to proscribe these people in order to judge these people. you know, Nigeria, every step that they take, they take that step to use that step to bring injustice to another. They are building these, they believe they rob Peter to pay Paul. That's what they are doing. They rob Peter to pay Paul. They have proscribed the bandits. It is true. They have proscribed them. And now when they were addressing bandits, they also addressed separatists, self-determination, that is separatist movement. Because when you fight for your right, you become a terrorist. Separatists that you are addressing, when you are addressing the terrorists, they never go to rape anybody in the bush. They never go to kidnap children from schools. Did Sunday Iboho and Oduduwa Nation, did they kidnap anybody from school? Did Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and the IPOB, did they kidnap anybody from school? Did they go to or invaded military headquarters? Did they rape anybody from the farm? No. But when you proscribe the people who did, you now address their issues with the people who believe in self-determination. To show you the proscription of these people is going to bring a rain to the south. It is going to bring a rain to the south. That is exactly what is going on right now. The proscription of the bandits, which are this, because proscribing them does not mean anything. Number one, they have, after all they have gathered, they have come together. They know that these bandits, they don't travel to Europe. So proscribing them here, it does not make any difference from commanding the military to work with them. Are you paying attention? Proscribing them does not stop them from making the military work with them, because They have proscribed them. What about all of them that are in Nigerian military today? Because maybe they have reached the peak. They have picked the amount that they want, integrated into Nigerian military, into Nigerian custom, into Nigerian immigration services. They have placed them in many places. Now, the people who are going to be in charge of those who are going to fight them as a terrorist are their people. Are you paying attention? They proscribe them after using their people to be in the high rank 3-star immigration, custom, military. After proscription, the people who are supposed to take a full force against this new terrorist that is being proscribed are the same people who are integrating from the same root of this terrorist. Call them the repented terrorists. They are the same people who are going to command an attack or command operation against the same terrorist. Who is fooling who, guys? The question you need to ask yourself, who is fooling who? It is plain to see. It is very, very plain to see who is fooling who. That when they come to the media, they present to the world that they are doing something great. I applaud them. They have proscribed the terrorists, but who are those who are now going to exterminate the root of this terrorism, of this new proscribed terrorist? The same people who are integrated into the military formation, the same people who are now the commanders in the military, in the immigration, in the custom. They are the same people who are going to are they going to fight against themselves? Those are the questions that we need to keep asking ourselves. Those are the questions we need to keep asking ourselves. And you must call for a revolution. It is only a revolution that is going to help this movement this time around. It is only a revolution. A revolution is the only thing that is going to help this movement this time around. There is nothing else that is going to help this movement. There is nothing else that is going to help this movement. This interview of your president. This is an interview of your president that is being questioned. If you remember, whenever you ask this imposter a direct question, whenever you throw a direct question to him, he always look for another thing. If you could remember this, when he was asked a very simple question, who is Muhammad Buhari? If you can remember that interview where they asked him, who is Muhammad Buhari? He started talking about his school teacher. He started talking about his school teacher. That incident has occurred again. That was Jubril that time, because they are just using the same way to escape because they do not know what to say or have anything to offer you. Let's just touch on that, because I don't. Let's touch on that before we move to the business of the day, a family business.
For small and medium. Just one word, Mr. President. You gave a very important speech in the plenary. You said there is a need to do more for small and medium enterprises in Africa. I work with our Rice News channel. We would like to know more what your administration will still want to do more for small and medium enterprises.
Well, what we are doing firstly is to build infrastructure.
Okay. Before we proceed with this shaky mouth who does not know what to say, there is something that African leaders do not understand. African leaders, every time they will tell you they want to attract the foreign investors. They want to attract the foreign investors. They want to attract this. They want to attract that. Instead of utilizing the ones they have at home, making sure that these small businesses, small enterprises, they grow, because the investors are actually in the land of Africa. They are in the land of Africa. It's just that they are not recognized. The only people who are recognized is those capitalists coming from Europe that will come here as long as the European is the one in charge and employ you people to be their subject. It is not investment. That is why they don't believe in themselves. So let's listen to Mr. Buhari.
I was constrained to go public several times that people should check with the central bank and the NPC.
Listen again to the question.
Just one word, Mr. President. You gave a very important speech in the plenary. You said there is a need to do more for small and medium enterprises in Africa. I work with our Rice News channel. We would like to know more what your administration will still want to do more for small and medium enterprises.
Well, what we are doing firstly is to build infrastructure. I was constrained to go public several times that people should check with the central bank and the NPC. Between 1999 and 2014, Nigeria was producing average 2.1 million barrels a day as the average cost of 100 American dollars.
What he's supposed to do for Nigeria, the small and medium enterprises, he start telling you how much is oil. If you check from 1999 until now, Nigeria is selling how many barrels? Nigeria, instead of going direct to the question that is being asked, when he started it, is first of all to build the infrastructure. Where is the infrastructure that is going to be built? Every day, Buhari infrastructure, Buhari farming, Buhari infrastructure, Buhari farming. Where are those infrastructure that you've been talking about? You only have less than, is it less than? Okay, you only have maybe 24 months left in your tenure. Or maybe I know you have less than 30 months left in your tenure. Only now, every time infrastructure, where are those infrastructure? It is only in Nigeria when a truck is moving, they will right behind the truck. Hooter before overtaking. Before you overtake a truck, because there is no road, you must hooter for them. You must honk for them before you will be able to overtake them. It is written boldly in the trucks that is being driven in Nigeria up until today. But in Europe, you don't make noise with your hooter. You are causing a noise pollution. You only hooter when it is deemed necessary, not when you are overtaking someone. You hooter papa for that person to wake up because they've been sleeping. Everyday infrastructure. Nigeria at 61. We are still talking about infrastructure. Very soon, less than 30 months, he will be gone. If eventually there's still Nigeria, of course there will be none. Then there will be they will start telling you again infrastructure. He was asked a very simple question. What are your plans about the small and medium enterprises, small businesses in Africa? Because they are in Intra-African Trade Fair 2021. He said before we sell infrastructure. This is a question relating to Africa. He didn't say only Nigeria, but he started telling you how many barrel is being sold. Let's actually hear it from the horse's mouth.
When we came, the militants were unleashed on us. production went down to 500,000 barrels a day, and the cost of petroleum went down to $37 from 100. And you know the condition in the northeast, the condition in south-south, then you can appreciate within time and resources available how well our administration has been doing.
Mr. President, you also spoke about the need for Africa to build infrastructure.
You see, he asked him what is he going, his plan for these small enterprises. He is now telling him what his administration did. What his administration did. This is the reason why Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said that it is when you want to know if this guy is Buhari, bring him to speak in Buhari's mother tongue. Ask him question one-on-one. Because whenever you do so, he is going to incriminate himself just like he's doing now. He was asked a very simple question. Let us listen to that simple question.
Just one word, Mr. President. You gave a very important speech in the plenary. You said there is a need to do more for small and medium enterprises in Africa. I work with our Rice News channel.
Sure.
From 100. And you know the condition in the northeast, the condition in
he
south.
start telling you the condition in the northeast.
Then you can
the
appreciate
condition in the south.
Time and resources available how well our administration has been doing.
Mr. President, you also spoke about the need for Africa to build infrastructure beyond our borders. That's what the AFCFTA wants to do. Do you think your administration would want to build more infrastructure, not only for Nigeria, but across the West Africa and other part of the region?
We start at home. I wonder whether I used to see the traffic accidents between Lagos and Ibadan alone, not to talk out to Kano, and go and see the rail and the road have been done now. People are moving comfortably. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President.
That is your president. You are proud to say only Lagos and Ibadan, the railway. You didn't talk about the one you are building from Nigeria to Niger. This is the president that was thrown a very simple question. He started telling you what they have achieved, what they have not achieved ever since this administration. A very simple question. And this is the man who is presiding over you, 2 million people, and you are letting it be. You just leave him there because it looks like all the people that we have in that contraption is a coward. A man who will lead you to your promised land. A man who will give you infrastructural development. A man who does not even know how to answer a direct question. A man who does not even know how to politicize a question or answer it politically. Because he will claim that he's a politician. They don't answer questions directly. But this one is a very simple question that is supposed to be answered direct because it concerns Africa, not only Nigeria. It concerns Africa. What is your exactly very simple question? A very, very simple question.
Just one word, Mr. President. You gave a very important speech in the plenary. You said there is a need to do more for small and medium enterprises in Africa.
There is a need to do more for small and medium enterprises.
I work with our Rice News channel. We would like to know more what your administration will still want to do more for small and medium enterprises.
What his administration is going to do more for the small and medium enterprises. Like I used to tell you, when they climb the podium, they talk very big. They talk very big, a written script. They read their script that is written and handed over to them. When you ask them a question relating to the same script which they read, they will start telling you, in my administration, you saw what is happening in the south, you saw what is happening in the north. You know, my administration petrol price was this price in 1996. Now it is this price. You know, is it the question that is thrown at this president? Answering question out of context. That's what it is. And that is how he is leading you out of context. He is leading you into a dish, a blind that leadeth the blind. Because the reason why you are blind is because you are 2 million. This is one person. You are 2 million. This is one person. That is the reason why I call you blind. Because if you are not blind, why would you allow an illiterate to precise over what is happening to you? To precise, people are dying in his regime. Everywhere is havoc is being wrecked everywhere, and yet you're still comfortable, and some of you are still clamoring for one Nigeria. As Femi Famne Kayode, who is inconsistent person. There is something that many people might be saying. Sometimes in this IPOB family, now I'm coming down to family business. Share this video, invite others to join. Invite others to join. There is something I want to let you know. In IPOB family, sometimes you blame a problem on IPOB comrades. Sometimes something happens, you blame it on the comrades. You might be thinking the comrades are the problem. You will not know that there has been an unfriendly friend. An unfriendly friend that is within, who can get your information and pass it on to the enemy, as you have seen. Because when you are suspecting the people around you, you should suspect the unfriendly friend that has been around. If you ask yourself, why is it that immediately when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was abducted, Sunday Igboho apprehended, all of these people, Feni Fani Kayode changed his topic? All of a sudden. But all this while he's been there, he's been coming, joining the movement, promoting what people are doing, promoting the secessionist movement. Immediately, all these people are apprehended, abducted and apprehended. His topic changed. His mission accomplished. Now he went to APC. So these are the things that we also need to be considering. If you are calling your fellow comrade a criminal who sold Mazen Nnamdi Kanu out, you must have a proof to back it up. That is the reason why I told you, in all this shenanigan, in all this misunderstanding you are seeing, I am in between until you show me a proof that says there is someone that sold Mazen Nnamdi Kanu out. I don't believe in propaganda. I don't promote propaganda. I must see the reason why you are calling someone a criminal in IPOB. Let us just stop all this premonition. You might find out that by the time Mazen Nnamdi Kanu comes out, he will tell you that the person who sold him out is the person you never ever pointed finger at. You should know that. All these things, you keep blaming one another. You point finger at this person. You point finger at that person. You point without no solid evidence to back it up. That is author of confusion. And in this struggle, we don't need to have confusionists. We don't need to have... and when you keep pointing fingers, there is something I want to tell you about leadership. There is something I want to tell you about leadership and followership. And I am going to educate you on that. If you can get it right, anybody that you present in the forefront, they will never mess up. One thing you should understand about leadership: when you respect someone who is not well decolonized, you give them more attention, they are not well decolonized. Before you will be able to lead a movement such as this, you must be able to decolonize yourself. You see, the reason why Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is leading this struggle and leading it to its promised land is only because, first of all, before he decolonized you, he decolonized himself. He was able to decolonize himself. And that is the reason why he is winning in every decision that he makes. Because he is using the same principle that they are using against his people, using that counter principle to fight it. It is not against flesh and blood. It is against principalities and power. The principalities and power. That is what he is using. He uses the same principle to fight a principle. And that principle that he used to fight the principle is a principle that is stronger than the ones they are using. That is the reason why they made sure that they capture him and put him behind. Just for all of you across the globe to start blaming one another without a solid proof. You don't blame people without a solid proof. You call DOS, they did this, DOS, they did that, this person, they did this. Why? Where is those proof that is going to back it up that these people, they did this? The reason why I am saying this tonight is that after I say it, you can go ahead and continue what you are doing. You can go ahead and blame each other. It is not a must. In the absence of a leader, once the leader is absent, there is always misunderstanding, because who is going to be the one to because Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is irrepressible. He is irreplaceable. That is one thing you should understand. He is irreplaceable. That is the reason why there is a lot of confusion here, because he is irreplaceable. And now, when he is out there, he is not where he is able to communicate with you. He is not where he has opportunity to give directives. We are blaming one another. That is the reason why when I say I am in between all this fight, the reason why I am in between all this fight is that no one from any of them presented a very reasonable evidence to back up their claim. No one. Except you present evidence, no one is a criminal in IPOB. We cannot judge according to our premonition. We cannot keep blaming one another while the enemy is killing our people in Imo State, destroying their livelihood. We keep blaming one another just because you believe you can. From the inception, I will stand by the truth, because it is the only thing that is going to set us free. If you know that members of DOS is compromised, and you are sure of that, present the proof to the people that those members will be sidelined by the people. Why are we always creating a hope or creating things that are not there? Why are we creating elephant in a room, dragging this struggle back? Those that agree with me and those does not agree with me, like I said, cause conflicts of interest, who is going to be in the forefront at the end of the day? There is something the Bible said, iron sharpeneth iron. If you are Chike Doziem, now let me call names. As the head of the DOS, you know and you believe that you know what you are doing. From the inception of this calling of names, defamation of characters. From the inception of it, you're supposed to call people and tell them not to defend you. You're supposed to call people and tell them not to come and make these people relevant or their claim relevant, as long as you know that you are innocent. Because all fingers are pointing at you because you are the head of DOS in the absence of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And there is some advice I need to give to you if you will take that from me. I don't know you, you don't know me, I haven't spoken to you before, but I will give you this advice. You should understand you have people who gives you advice, but they are giving you a wrong advice most of the time. The reason why I say they are giving you a wrong advice most of the time, because many people are eyeing that seat where you are sitting. If you want to get carried away to be compromised, I tell you again, many people whom you call your friends are eyeing that seat where you are sitting. And you believe that there's some of them are fighting for you, and some of them are your advisors. But most time they will give you advice that can destroy the structure on the decisions of IPOB, which is indestructible. Or I can put it this way, might attempt to destroy that which is indestructible. Do you know the reason why I tell you that the people who are around you are giving you a wrong advice is number one? The last speech you made, you made that speech just because you want to show the people that you are still in charge of every other thing that is significant on the ground. You made that move. It is a wrong move. Dude, it is a wrong move. And the reason why that move, how do I put it? Do you know the move you made by making that announcement, even though there are things that you said that are very, very significant in that your speech, and those things you said, you spoke about people who are selling Bulumiri in Biafra land. It is our people that are being destroyed. So Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was going to say the same thing. But that your speech was more political. It was more political than freedom fighting or revolutionary. It is more political. And that is the reason why you made a lot of mistakes, because you carnally made that speech. You did not consult, or you did not make that speech out of the direction of this spirit that leads Biafra movement. And that is the reason why you made a lot of mistakes in that speech. And number one amongst these mistakes, I believe there are people there is someone who is the one who is the commander of the ESN, who's supposed to do the call on the background. But you came to the media, you make those calls, which I know some of these people around you, they advised you to do so. Or the way it is. When you are trying they say that if a truth is thrown inside a sea, at some point that truth is going to come up and surface. If it is thrown, as long as you, Chike Doziem, who is the leader of the DOS, know that you are truthful, to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. You are following the steps given to you by Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. You shouldn't, try to go overboard to prove to people that you are in charge. Because that's what you did in your last speech. And that is the reason why you chose to do it carnally instead of doing it spiritually. Because what we are doing is more spiritual than carnal. And that is the reason why you make mistake. You need to change your advisors. And that is one thing I must tell you. I cannot call you a criminal based on what you spoke on that day, because the way you put your words might not be the way I understand it, or the way you put your words might not be the way I put mine. Sometimes people speak from the back to front, from front to back. Sometimes people speak from the middle to wherever. But the most important thing you must understand is that you should change your advisors. Change your advisors. People are eyeing your seeds and they claim to be friends. You see the way Femi Fani-Kayode was a friend to the struggle. Immediately things change, he showed his true colors. That is the reason why you should look at the around people that are behind you, beside you. If you remain resolute and truthful towards this struggle, what you are going to achieve at the end of it, and your generation and the blessings that it comes with, is bigger and better and bigger than what you will ever achieve being compromised. Are you paying attention? It is more significant than what you are going to achieve being compromised. Don't go overboard. If wherever you are, department you are, do not go overboard. Don't try to prove anything to anyone. As long as you know you are doing something that is right, keep doing it. Because at this point, no one will believe you. None of these people whom their heart already believe that you are compromised. No matter what you try to do, they will never believe you. No matter how you want to tell them you are still in charge, it is insignificant to some people, because, you should understand that people are ignorant. Many people are ignorant. Whichever, many people act like zombies. Whichever place they are led to follow, they follow it ignorantly. That is the reason why you should not go overboard. Change your advisors. And you should know that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is an action man. And people want to see that action that he's supposed to be, or he might have instilled in you. People want to see that action coming out from you. Since it is said that DOS is the biggest office after Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, you're supposed to have his actions, but we are not seeing it. And that is the reason why when people say you are compromised, people will believe it. I don't believe that you are compromised. Or are you compromised? If you know you are compromised, you better sideline yourself or start coming clean right now. Tomorrow might be too late. Tomorrow might be too late. You have the power to stop all this nonsense that is going on in the media, even though you are not the one coming out to say it. But those people are acting like your army. Tell them to stop and let's forge ahead. When it comes to Simon EKPA, you see, Simon EKPA, there is the reason why he is in this struggle. And that is to make sure that you people are awake, working. That is his mandate. In the absence of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, he is giving you a wake-up call, but you are not realizing it. That is a wake-up call that is giving you. You are not realizing it. And that wake-up call is supposed to wake you up. If you will, leave ignorant aside, try to reason with those people that you see as your boogeyman. If you try to reason with them, work together, if you believe they are compromised, keep them close and closer. Or if you believe that they are doing for their selfish reason, you bring them more closer. Bring them more closer. Then you will have evidence to show us that these people are compromised. Because it is like a divided kingdom. This is a kingdom rising up against another kingdom. It is like a twins splitted up, like Peter and Paul, P square, fighting against one another. Knowing that they grew up in the same womb, do everything together, wear uniform. That is exactly what it looks like. A divided kingdom. Who is going to unite them? And the unification of this kingdom is the only thing that will release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu from DSS dungeon. You might not want to hear it. It is a very, very difficult task. But you should also understand that in this Biafra we ask questions. We must ask questions. So, Simon EKPA is there to give you a wake-up call. That wake-up call, you're supposed to realize it from the beginning. The wake-up call. Because he is doing the work that you're supposed to be doing. Don't relapse. Don't feel that you are the boss. No one is the boss right now. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is in DSS dungeon. Bring him out and be the boss. That is the fight. People are emotional. So, if you continued where Mazen Nnamdi Kanu stopped, exposing Nigeria, exposing the politicians, exposing all the things that is happening in Biafra land, coming to the radio Biafra, teaching the same thing Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has been teaching. Or does it mean you don't have that mandate? And that is the reason why the DOS are now worried about Simon EKPA. And the reason why it looks like he is ahead of you guys is because he is using the same foundation Mazen Nnamdi Kanu used. He is working just like the leader, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. That is the reason why he is winning. And the more you are there trying to defend yourself, the more you are there trying to make yourself, to make people know that you are still there calling the shot, the more you are losing the battle. You need to swallow your pride. You need to come do that same thing you learn from Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. You need to do it. With regards to the analysis given by Simon EKPA on your speech, I do not support it. The reason why I do not support it, the analysis he did was a clever one. A clever one. Because we are fighting against principle. He did a clever one, but the way in which he presented it is the only thing I do not support. Because regardless of anything, you are still his fellow comrade. So that is the reason why I did not support the way that he used to present it. Because the reason why I do not support it, it might not be what you mean. It might not be what you mean. Maybe that is exactly the reason why you don't speak a lot. Because you do not know how to speak. Maybe that is the reason why you don't speak a lot. Because you do not know how to speak. And that is the same thing I want our people to understand. That whenever you listen to people, try to listen again and listen again. But believe me, what you said that day is more political than freedom fighting. And you got it from advisors. It is not from your spirit. And that is the reason why it choked you. Because we are more spiritual than physical. But the way Simon analyzed it, he did a very, very wonderful job there. By stating it clear, separating chaff from the corn amongst what you said, but he didn't present it correctly. The same mistake you made is the same mistake he made there. So who is going to now be on the wrong and the right side? Let's give it to both of you. You guys need to come together and work together if indeed we are following the right people. I haven't seen anything wrong with what Simon EKPA is doing. If I see it, like I said now, that what he did, analyzing your speech, is not done in the right way. But analyzing that speech is very important because there are some incriminating characters within that your speech. But the most important thing is that you are not commander of of ESN. That is the most important factor. You are not the commander of the ESN. I believe it's still China Sanworu. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I am wrong. So let us not try to go overboard. And he was emotional when he was correcting your mistakes. That is the reason why he went overboard. I know that it is not a lot of people who relax and analyze this like this. People will take it personal. People will start fighting. People will start throwing their... you don't get freedom by sentiment. You can never get freedom by sentiment. You get freedom by using principle. Because you are enslaved through principle. And the Bible tells you it is principalities and power, not flesh and blood. It is something you use this to do. That is freedom for you. In that way, in that speech, at that time, both of you are wrong. Both of you are wrong. You guys are fellow comrades. We shouldn't bring our fail to the public. We should learn how to manage ourselves, our emotions. Because we are going towards the direction the enemy have projected for us to go through. We are walking down towards that destination they have projected for us. And we are going to emerge victorious at the end of it all because we are going to be free. Because whatever you are doing, it has significant negative and positive effect towards the struggle. We need to. Every department where you cover, you don't need any leak from that department. You need to be you need to be at alert anytime. That is the wake-up call Simon is there giving you. Instead of correcting your mistakes, you are becoming ignorant. In a way, I know you believe in command and control, which is coming from the DSS dungeon, or maybe you believe that the oath, you are the one who took the oath. I don't know what you said when you were taking the oath. So that is the reason why I cannot call you a criminal without evidence. And that is the reason why I cannot call Simon EKPA a criminal without evidence. That is the reason why in a crossroad I am here. And for us to win, we must keep giving each other a wake-up call. It is up to you to pick up that wake-up call. The reason why you see those people the reason why you see some people, they say that it is COVID-19 Biafra media warriors, whichever what you call them. We are activists. An activist will always speak against anything that they see that is not going well. You don't need to get offended on that. You see Donald Trump, how he was. You can. I don't need to tell you, go to details about it. All you need to do, you must carry people along. Don't believe it's just all about to throw in, showing off rank. You must carry people along. You must also listen to people. You need to use the Radio Biafra to expose Nigeria. You need to use the platform, your other platform, tell your comrades to use their platform to expose the atrocities being done against our people. Instead of every day coming to tell you to defend DOS, every day coming to defend DOS. How many times have you defended Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and the struggle and exposing Nigeria? Are you going to be defending DOS for how long? There is something someone said that Bala Bala Felok or Bolala. It is going out of fashion. Let us comport ourselves. Let us leave our ego. Let us leave our personal, grudges aside to understand that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is in there. His wife and family is that side. And they are missing him. He is missing them. There is no torture that is more than that. I am able to know it because I'm also married. The torture, there is no torture that is bigger than that. You should understand that. He needs to get out of there. But quarreling amongst one another will not get him out of there. It will not get him out of there. If you say that you are seeking for a political solution, why don't you come and tell the people who are also can't wait to see the leader of indigenous people of Biafra to be free again. Present to them, even if Mazen Nnamdi Kanu makes everything open. If there are crucial ones, keep it to yourself. But present to them and tell them what it looks like, what a political solution is, and what you are aiming to achieve, so that everybody will put eye on the ground to see, are we going to achieve these things, having seen what is going on, because you are dealing with the group, many intelligent people. You are not dealing with Nigerian, you are dealing with Biafrans. Transparency. You were supposed to tell us you had meetings with elders, you have meetings with the clergymen, you have meetings with traditional rulers. This is what you come up with, and this is what their plans is going to yield in so time, expected in estimated time. If it is not working, we are going to still come out to sell you. This time is elapsed and nothing happened. And these people are speaking different thing from what you have agreed with. Because we know that they are politicians and they are benefiting from our exploitation. That is the reason why there is nothing that will come out of them that we're going to trust easily. I'm just breaking it down for you to know the reason why people are angry, to know the reason why people are calling you a criminal. Because it pains me when people say DOS is compromised. Because DOS is just a structure. You can be compromised as the head. Others can be compromised as members. DOS comrades. The structure cannot. Because the people are replaceable. The people can be replaced. But the structure is gazetted. That is one thing people should understand. You need to change your topic. You need to change your friends. You need to change your advisors. Because it is not leading us to the promised land. What you guys are doing. And Simon EKPA, you are doing a wonderful job, but you must remove something called, there is something you should understand, that there is something they said in Proverbs. I will try to remember it, how it is said. Okay, it is said that Ade bonwala atụrụ mmadụ ofu ọsọ gana nke ịbụọ. That is two things involved. There is two things in human being. There is two things in human being. Your real self and what you are forcing to be. Your real self and what you are presenting to be. You are doing a great job, but make sure that nothing makes you, make sure that you don't go overboard. Make sure you don't go overboard. We have been blaming many people without any evidence, including even the family of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. It is disrespectful towards the family and Mazen Nnamdi Kanu himself, because you don't have any evidence to back your claims. If you have any evidence that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, some members of his family are involved, you need to present it. It is an insult as well. You might be blaming them without knowing that Femi Fani-Kayode is involved in the kidnapping of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. People like him might give the information because of what he did. It is enough evidence because they are in good communication. Before, now, and among other people that are in communication as well, and friendly friends. Those you must consider them as well. All we need is to come together, move this struggle very forward, and to achieve one goal, which is freedom. We should blame Nigeria we should blame Britain for bringing us together. We shouldn't blame ourselves, because we are projected to keep fighting and blaming ourselves. We are more strong when it comes to our people. The psychological manipulation done to you, projection done to you, is that you hurt the ones you love. You hurt the ones that is coming from you. You hurt yourself more because of self-hate. You hurt them, you believe that you are cautioning them, but you are hurting them, and you will not realize it. One person must swallow their pride and quench this conflict of interest. I still call it conflict of interest until evidence is presented. And I like the work Simon Ekpa is doing. When he makes mistake, I will still say it. The DOS, I haven't seen much coming out from you. I don't know if it is how you are projected to be. If it is, you can actually tell the people, because they are depending on you. As the leaders left by Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, and people know that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, or believe that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu did not make mistake by placing you guys there. He placed you there for a reason. You don't need to start fighting. You need to start to come and declare the air, telling people we are projected to work in this way. This is our limitation. We cannot work beyond our jurisdiction. It is very simple. Air cleared, misunderstanding cleared. No one will expect you to come and do the exposition. We will know the exposition is for us. We keep doing it. We keep doing it, and we keep bringing out suggestion. Now, I am calling for a revolution. I am calling for people to come out to protest against the injustice that is being done against them, against the injustice that is being done against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Because it is only through that those are the things that shakes the status quo of every place, of every country. Starting like peaceful protest. You can say, we are here. We're going to be here on this road, on this place, moving place to place, informing people to join until our demand is met. That is how it is. Very, very simple but difficult. But it is achievable. It is doable. We can do that. That is why we are here. That is why we are here. We are here to speak for people who do not have a platform to speak for themselves. We read their comments. We read their thoughts, because many of us have many gifts. Many of us study different things in schools. Many of us are detective, forensic. You never know. So that is the reason why we are bringing things that is going to help the struggle to thrive. All you need to do, swallow your pride. If you see a good thing, pick it up, promote it. You call for sit at home, you cancel the sit at home. It is, I still don't blame you for that, because you might know, like I said before, you know what your limitations are. And we do not know. It is only you that knows. I don't call people criminal without evidence. You see, Lai Mohammed, he is a liar with evidence. He is a liar with evidence. That is my take. So, the great people of Biafra, I believe that you will read my lips. No one is compromised until proven otherwise. No one is a criminal until proven otherwise. If you don't prove it, stop making the claim. That is the reason why when we are exposing Nigeria, we are showing you one or two. The reason why we are exposing, the reason our backup, our, exposition evidence. We gathered some prima facie evidence in order to tell you this is what is happening, and we navigate through it to make you to know, to understand, to bring you to think the way we are thinking, to bring you to see the truth. Because so many people, they have eyes, but they cannot see. They have ears, but they cannot hear. They have nose, but they cannot perceive. That is the reason why we bring the news, headlines in front of the screen, breaking it down, bringing you to understand exactly what is going on. That is it. We back up our claim with evidence. We don't just speak. That is the reason why Mazen Nnamdi Kanu say, we are whiter than white and we are whiter than snow. We do not make a claim that is not there. Wake up, IPOB comrades. Wake up the leadership of IPOB and do the right thing for peace and stability to be rearranged or to reign in this struggle. To come back towards this struggle, to make our enemy to be put to shame. If you believe I will come out here to say I support this person, I can only support your work. I don't support anybody. If you do a great work, I support you. That is me. I am not going to benefit anything from you or anything supporting you. I support the truth. I am going to benefit from supporting the truth that you said or the truth of your good work. Otherwise, you cannot offer me anything actually. There is nothing you can offer me other than calling me sort of names. That is the only thing you can offer me. So, I will leave it here. Those who have ears, let them hear. Those who does not, keep wallowing in your ignorance. Those who have eyes, let them open it to see exactly what is going on. We are moving forward and we are not going back. The quest for Biafra is the quest that of heaven that you've been preached about. A free man is a man who is in heaven. A captive is a man who is in hell. Captivity is hellfire. Freedom is heaven. That is the reason why you must remain resolute in this quest for freedom. Don't try to make your audience big just because you want to champion things or you want to say things that are not there or you just want to, be noticed. Stand on the truth. When the right time comes, if it is audience that you are looking for, you are going to get them. Stand on the side of the truth. Because you know that every claim you make, there is something within you. Your inner self will tell you, my dear, are you sure? You cannot deny it. There is always something that will tell you, will ask you, are you sure? But you will ignore them, because when you make this claim, you are receiving people coming to watch you and coming to fight with you or against you. It is not what we are here for. We are not here for our personal gain. Remember, you are not here. Some of you cannot even go to Nigeria. Maybe you are already on the watch list. Once you appear in Nigeria, you are being abducted or arrested. Or even they will kill you and dump you somewhere. Hey, is it worth it to come to the media and play games just to get audience? Audience for what? We are here to mean business. This is issue of life and death. That is the reason why you are not here to become famous. You are not here to have your own interest placed here. You are here to save our people. You are here to be the voice of the voiceless, the eyes of the blind, the ears of the deaf. At the end of it, you grant freedom to them. Your name will live on in the good book of heaven forever and ever, generation to generation. You break the generational curse against your children. That is why we are here, and that is what we must continue doing. We are not here to get fame. We are not here to exploit people. We are here to fight for freedom. That is most thing. If you want to exploit people, there are many contents you can, if you want to exploit people, there are many ways you can do it outside IPOB. This is a freedom fighting. This is a curse. A curse is around here. If you grab it, it will haunt you all your life. That is the reason why there is an oath. If you want to be famous, start creating content. You can even start doing your IPOB, create your content. You can actually create more platforms. Do whatever you do, because IPOB Media Warrior does not prevent you from doing your own work where you are working. What gives you money? What puts food on your table? So it shouldn't prevent you from doing other stuff that will make you to achieve what you are aiming to achieve on social media. Don't use this opportunity, because this opportunity is not for your personal gain. It is for the freedom of your generation. Your generation. That is what this opportunity calls for. Freedom for your generation, for your people, that your name will be in record, that you took part in the forefront of this freedom fighting when Biafra comes. That is the only fame I want to have. I took part. I don't want someone, I took part in achieving freedom for my people. I did it diligently. I will be so proud and I will be honored because I did it diligently without being compromised. That's the only thing that I am looking for. That I am in this generation who fought for the freedom of our people. That's it. Even if I am not there to see it, it will be written I will be remembered that I did this. I fought for freedom. And the freedom is there. My children will tell my story. The generation to come will tell my story. That is the reason why it looks like Europeans are greater than Africa. Because no one wants to pay the sacrifice. They only want to get the gain, the profit. You like going to burial to eat food, but when they ask you to die so that they will come and eat food under your canopy, you will refuse. No, it is not about what you want. It is about your freedom and your children. You must know that those offspring of yours is you. When you finish now, you are going to see your result within a new memory. I will leave it here. Topic for another day. But for now, from me and to you, stay safe. All hail Biafra. All hail Biafra. If you know how to pound, pound inside a mortar. If you don't know how to pound, pound it on the ground. At the end of every race, we count the miles that we have run. No matter how much you can receive from this Janjaweed government, no matter how much you can get or whatever you do, you are not richer than others. You can never be rich more than others. You are still looking for money. You are still looking for money. If you see Innocent is big, he is rich, but he's calling Nigeria to recognize his product because he's still looking for money. You see? And the hatred that Nigeria have on your people, they will never make him popular. They will never make him popular. You prefer to go to America to buy a car that killed someone and they fix it and bring to you to drive. But your brother, your blood is manufacturing those things. You cannot support them because you are jealous of them. Change your evil ways, Biafrans. Change your evil ways, our people. Love you all, my people. Stay safe and stay informed. Share this video. Share this video. If it is possible to cut this path where I talk about our people, our family, you can do that. Very important. But share this video. Good morning.